Okay, hello and happy Monday. Thank you for participating in this 30-minute breath work exploration. I am Sharon Harvey Alexander, one of Sharon's devoted students, new to her in the last year or so, but definitely hooked. And I've been doing my own work in the different realms for many, many years. And one of the tools that has been a very reliable, helpful tool for me navigating life as a mother of young adult children, as a woman who's had a business and a career and a wife and etc. You know, living in these crazy times becomes more important. This tool that's been so valuable to me is the breath. And talking just a few minutes ago about how many different approaches there are for working with breath, how many different practitioners there are working with breath, which is great. And I think part of that is because breath is foundational to life, of course, and it can have a significant impact on our overall well-being. Over time, over the years, with demands of life placed upon us, I have found that more and more people spend time in their heads. So we forget about our breath, we forget about our heart, which beats, whether we think about it or not. We maybe even lose touch with our physical body and this inner wisdom that has a sense of what is right or what is healthy, what is well, and what is not. So breath, connecting with breath is a nice way back to that, I'd say integrated overall wisdom back. It's a pathway inward to connect with, I think, the true source of well-being, the true source of healing, that knowing that exists within each one of us. I wrote the book, and I don't think I showed the book last time, but Learning to Breathe, Learning to Live, Simple Tools to Alleviate Stress and Invigorate Your Life. And I wrote this because, well, it came out of a mountain climbing trip in Tanzania, Africa, to the top of Kilimanjaro, where I spent the night at 19,000 feet and definitely needed to draw on my breath to be able to do that successfully. But it's a longer story. The tools in the book are foundational to starting out to cultivate a breathing practice that can help you overcome challenges in the body, mental, emotional unrest, and connect us into our higher self. So yes, just to acknowledge Evie's comment that there are lots of practitioners, lots of ways to work with the breath. And what is in here, this is just a simple little book with basic tools that can take you very, very deep with practice, but also are foundational to establishing an effective breath or breath practice. So I don't even call it breath work. And today I would like to guide you through those, the foundational, the basic practices, and then we can see if there's any time at the end to discuss it or open it up to questions. First, today I wanted to ask very briefly if any of you do have a question or a comment, because I am happy to address that. And if not today, I can always come back and address it in future sessions. So would any of you want to ask anything or put anything into the mix right now before I start guiding breath practice? You'll have to unmute yourself. And I see a no. Usually people are just ready to move forward. Good. Hello, Cinda, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you all. Okay, so let's practice, shall we? And the reason these things are called practices is because we never get it right. So we're not trying to perfect anything. We are cultivating a relationship with that wisdom self. And I believe the breath represents that wisdom self. So sitting comfortably, sitting in a way that you feel supported. If it's more comfortable for you to lie down, that would be fine. And I would have you bend your knees. Sitting, resting, reclining, comfortably supported, and sensing into the surface on which you rest. Sensing into the stability beneath you, behind you. Letting the energy in the head drop down as you notice points of contact between you and the surface on which you're resting. And then acknowledge that you have come to this for some reason. Could be curiosity, could be to ultimately expand your sense of joy, could be because there's a pain somewhere in the physical body, or there's unrest in the mind, tenderness in the heart. There are so many ways, so many symptoms that can be positively affected by cultivating a relationship with your breath. So acknowledge what brought you here. Acknowledge the space, the room you are in now. And I hope that you will be uninterrupted for the next 30 minutes. And then just sense into your body, develop a sense of your physical body, of the human body suit. This vehicle that allows us to travel on earth through each day, each year, each experience. Gratitude for this human body suit. And then shift your attention to your breath now. Simply observe. There's nothing to do, nothing to change, no particular way to breathe. Simply observe the flow of your breath as you sit supported on a firm surface in a safe place. And where in your body can you soften a little bit? Where in your body might there be some tension that you would notice as you scan through your body? Can you soften or release some of that tension? Maybe it's in the hands, the way you've placed them. Maybe it's in the neck, the way your head or shoulders are positioned. See if you can release some tension by scanning through your body, so that you can breathe with more awareness and not be called to tend to a discomfort or a tension, a tight place. And I invite you to once again direct your attention to the breath and observe the breath moving in and out. If you can, breathing in and out through the nose. The nose warms and filters the breath. The nose is the initiation for the relaxation response in the body. Breathing through the nose and noticing what it's like to bring your attention to the breath. Notice how the mind might pull you elsewhere. And you can acknowledge these thoughts that enter and exit the mind with some regularity. And then bring your attention back to the breath. So breathe in a way that is easy and comfortable for you, not worrying about the depth or the pace or the rate at which you inhale or exhale, breathing in a way that is comfortable for you. I call this befriending the breath. Taking a few moments, just a few moments, 1, 2, or 3 minutes every day to befriend the breath will be a very good start in cultivating this beneficial and health promoting relationship with your breath. And for a moment, I invite you to let this go. Just stop attending to your breath, whatever it is, and just sort of shake out, not even worry about the breath right now, just sort of shake things out, because if we sit for a long time, eventually we can resist. The body can develop resistance to this. So it's really just a few moments. If we were to do this for 30 minutes, even if you had a deep meditation practice, it's a long time. So just a few minutes at a time, learning to befriend the breath a little bit every day. Consistent regularity are key. So shaking it out, and here we are back in the room. And just notice how you're feeling, what came up for you, where there was resistance, perhaps. And as we're pausing to rest for a moment, we'll go back into another practice. I just want to read, I have something on the benefits of nose breathing early in my book, and I just want to read the bullet points from this page. Many of you are probably familiar with this. Breathing through the nose warms, moisturizes, and filters the air coming in. It takes the air deeper into the lungs, deeper than mouth breathing. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. It stimulates the body's relaxation response because of that. It facilitates better transport of waste products out of the body. Nose breathing exercises the diaphragm, which is the most important respiratory muscle, which allows for more complete breaths. It massages the stomach, the heart, the lungs, leading to improved digestion and circulation. And nose breathing increases alpha brain activity, which fosters a meditative state. These are just some of the benefits. And in the very lower lobes of the lungs extend all the way down to the base of your ribs. That's where the relaxation response is housed in our body. So if we can allow ourselves to soften resistance, breathe comfortably, and take air in to fill the entire lung, we're turning on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest mode, the relaxation and procreation mode. And we are counteracting the effects of stress and the sympathetic nervous system. So let's work with that a little bit more, shall we? Sitting comfortably again and anchoring your energy down through the pelvis if you're seated, through your whole back body if you're lying down. I invite you to return your attention to the breath. Become an observer of the movement of breath through the nose. Imagine the breath entering the nose, moving through the throat and into the upper, the middle, the lower lobes of the lungs as you inhale. And then releasing from the bottom, from the lower lobes, up and out again through the nose. You can feel this, a gentle expansion of the lungs into the rib cage, not just forward, but backwards and out to the sides as well. So taking some comfortably deep, slow breaths now. And please place one hand or both hands over your belly. I invite you to soften your belly and to begin to move your belly as you breathe. Let's start with the exhale. So we'll practice on a few exhale repetitions. Each time you exhale, gently contract, and you might have to physically squeeze belly in. That helps expel the out. So taking several exhalations where we squeeze, contract the belly to help bring the air out from the lungs. Do this one more time. And then let go of that effort and breathe in all the way, letting your belly expand. And then breathe out with this contraction effort happening. Breathe in, soften and release the belly, let it expand. This is the diaphragm dropping into the belly. Exhale, contract the diaphragm, moving up to expel the air from the lungs. Please take 2 more breaths this way. Filling and emptying belly and lungs. And then let this go, breathe naturally, and imagine that you could drop your attention into the belly. That you were a little being, that there was a little being sitting in the middle of your abdomen. A bright being of light, tiny little, it could be an orb, it could be a flower. Imagine a point of light deep within your belly. And as you breathe, this light expands. When you inhale, you're bringing, through prana and life force that travels with the breath, you're bringing light to this point, this source within your belly. And as you exhale, that light is expanding and it's spreading in all directions. So you relax as you inhale to allow that breath to come all the way in, belly expanding, point of light being fueled or charged. And with the exhale, that light is spreading out from its source in your belly through your body. It may take several breaths before this light has moved into tight areas, nooks and crannies, darkness. As you breathe in, you're fueling this point of light within you. And as you breathe out, it's expanding from the center of your being out in all directions. This light is making its way through the bones and muscles, saturating the organs, illuminating and cleansing all tissues in your human body suit. From its source deep within your belly, this light is expanding toward the skin and out through the pores of your skin all over your body. Allow the light to expand from within you to the area all around you. perhaps merging with those near you and traveling beyond the walls and the borders and the boundaries to expand across our country and around the globe. This light connecting you back to home source. And you decide where you want to focus your attention with this light now. You could simply focus on the expansion within your physical body or beyond. Breathing in fuels the light. Breathing out invites it to expand, to spread, to heal, to unite. Taking just a couple more moments with this. And then slowly drawing back toward this point of light deep within your belly. Your whole body infused with this life force, light energy. Your attention coming back to the point of light within you. You can direct that light now to a particular spot in your body, if you'd like to, or a particular situation in your life. And then again, draw it back to the source, to the point within your belly. Letting go of that focus and simply observing the movement of the belly with each breath. Notice the quality of your experience right now, the state of your being. Perhaps labeling that, giving a word to that. And becoming aware again of your whole body. Keeping those eyes closed if they are already, as you sense into the space around you. As you imagine in your mind's eye the walls, the floor, the ceiling, any objects in the room with you. And then again, attend to the breath, bringing a sense of gratitude to this action that continues from the moment you are born until the moment you choose to exit this life. Gratitude for the breath and the opportunity to use it in such wonderful ways to facilitate well-being, to alleviate discomfort, and to live a life full of greater levels of ease and joy. I thank you for being here with me today. Namaste. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to unmute. We can chat. Feel free to hit the leave button if you need to do that. And thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Can't wait for next week. I'll be here at the right time. I had you down at 12:30. So my apologies. That was beautiful. Thank you, Sharon, for letting me know it was on now.
Bye, loves.
For being here. Yeah, great. Okay. Ciao.